Former federal prosecutor and president of West Coast Trial Lawyers, Neama Rahmani, joins us now. Hey, Neama.
Hi, Ainsley. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing great. Thank you. Okay, what can we expect today?
Today is the biggest day of the trial because yesterday, Cassie Ventura was impeached with her own text messages and emails, really showing a willingness and planning of these freak-offs, saying that she loved and she wished and wanted to participate in them. And the defense also scored some points because they elicited testimony of Combs having sex with other women while Cassie watched. That leads to the argument that this was just a swinger's lifestyle, and there was some discussion of Cassie using drugs outside of the freak-off context, experimenting with different types of drugs at Burning Man and other events. That leads to the argument that the drug use wasn't all coerced or forced. So today, her cross-examination is going to finish, and the judge is going to make sure it finishes, and the prosecution is going to have an opportunity to redirect her. They're going to need to explain some of this away. And of course, people understand that the psychology of an abuse victim, you can still be abused, but love your abuser. But Cassie needs to say that in a very effective way.
Yeah, and Justin Bieber broke his silence and said he was not a victim, even though they were very close. All right, let's talk about Bryan Kohberger and this Idaho murder case. Tell us the latest here. I know that his lawyers say that they think there's another suspect that did this. They're saying he was framed and two killers might have committed the crime. What evidence do they have? And I know the judge is saying, I need this evidence by May 23rd. Have you heard what that evidence might be?
Ainsley, no, and there's not a whole lot of evidence. Of course, the defense is going to argue that the real killer is out there. And look, they have to. Kohberger's DNA was found on the knife sheath at the scene. So they have to come up with some sort of theory. Was it planted there? Was it transferred accidentally by law enforcement? But the judge isn't having it unless they can point to the real killer and have some sort of evidence to prove it. The judge is going to exclude that. So they're really on the clock right now to see if they can actually identify someone who may have been there the night of the murders.
Well, Neama, also the judge is ordering both sides to preserve their records because the judge is saying there was a leak on Dateline on an episode on May 9th. So will that affect this case?
I don't think so. I understand why the judge is upset, and obviously I'm a lawyer, you got to follow the judge's order. But we're 3.5 years since the time of the murders, and this is one of the broadest gag orders I've ever seen in any case. It's not uncommon for some evidence to get out. Had the judge moved things along faster, and we might not have even been in this situation. Look at Diddy. He was arrested in the fall, and he's already going to trial. So when you issue a broad gag order and you delay the trial, these types of leaks are going to happen. I don't think it's going to affect the substance of the case.
I think the judge wants to know the source of this leak. All right, thank you so much, Neama. Great to see you. Have a good weekend.
Thanks, you too. Great seeing you.
Thank you. Kid Rock is joining us live this morning, but until then, Steve is holding down the fort.